Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
So we'll start slowly the class, and we were discussing the different methods to solve the differential equations. Okay, for the circuit, linear circuit. So we were discussing something like this kind of equation: dy by dt plus ay is equals to xt, right? Where xt is what is it? It is known as what is xt? It's the forcing function.
Sir, are you
Excuse me, sir.
presenting
Are you
some?
presenting, sir?
Just a minute. I'm sorry. Now is it fine?
Yes, sir.
So we were discussing something like this kind of equation, the first order equation, in which the equation will be of dy by dt plus ay equals to x into t. And we have discussed how to solve this differential equations using the one method, which is known as the finding the natural response and the forced response. Okay. So xt was given as the forcing function. And what was the net response of the system? Y natural response t, y forced response t. This thing we have discussed. Okay. Is it are you remember it? Do you remember it? Right? And natural response t will be of the form maybe a e to the power of minus at plus, and the forced response will be of k1 times x plus k2 times x dot plus k3 times x triple dot, and it will go x double dot, and it will go up to the infinity. Is it okay? Till here we have discussed the last time, right? And then I have told you the methods how to find all these coefficients, capital A, K1, K2, and K3. So how you will find the K1, K2, and K3 if anyone remembers? How to find it out?
We need to apply that equation in the
Yeah. So every
differential
forcing
equation.
function, every forcing solution will satisfy its own differential equations. This is what we have discussed in the last class. So for finding this K1, K2, and K3, you have to put this value here in this function, and you have to equate the coefficients of the same terms on both the sides, and then you will get k1, k2, and k3. How you will get the value of a then? By applying the initial conditions.
Equal to 0.
By applying initial conditions. Okay. But please remember, if you are applying the initial conditions, it should be after you solve for k1 and k2 and k3. Don't apply the initial conditions without solving for k1, k2, and k3. Okay, that is mandatory. Okay. So I'll just give you one small, very small example regarding this, and please solve that example and let me know the answer. So let me give you the question. So the question is, you have this kind of differential equation dy by dt plus 2y equals to t square. So what is xt here? Tell me.
T
What is
square.
the forcing function? T square.
Square.
Okay. What is small a? 2, right? So y net response of the function will be something of a e to the power of, tell me, minus at or plus at?
Minus.
Minus 80.
Minus
So it
80.
will be minus 2t plus k1 times x. So that is t square plus k2 times x dot, which is 2t plus k3 times x double dot, which is 2, and k4 times x times triple dot, that will be value 0. So k4 won't be existing here. Okay. So this is your natural response of the system. It does not depend upon the input function. And this is the forced response of the system, YF. y of ft. Okay. Now this y of ft you have to find out. You have to find out the coefficient of k1, k2, k3, and k4 to get y of ft. So can someone tell me how to do it? You will substitute this equation in the original differential equation, and you will get dy by dt. D by dt of k1 times t square plus k2 times 2t plus 2 times k3 plus 2 times y. So that is again k1 times t square plus 2t times k2 plus 2 times k3. This is equals to 0, equals to t square. Okay. Now you just have to equate the coefficient of t square, t on both the sides, and then you will get the answer. Okay. So I'm just writing the answer directly for this. So I suppose you will be getting k1 as 1 by 2. K2 you will get it as minus 1 by 2. And K3 you will get it as, 2 times K3 you will get it as, let me see it. This is 1 by 4 actually. K2 is 1 by 4. And K3 you will be getting as plus 1 by 2. K3. I suppose you will get this answer. And the final solution for this, it will be, final solution for this equation, it will be, I think this question we already discussed last time, but I am just writing the answer. So the final solution I am just writing here. So it will be minus 1 by 4 e to the power of minus 2t, okay, plus 1 by 2 times t square minus 1 by 2 times t plus 1 by 4. So this is the final answer. Please note down this final answer. Assuming that initial condition that yt equals to 0 at t equals to 0. This was the initial condition. This question I think we have discussed the last class also. So just for clarity purpose, I am just giving you one last example regarding this. So please solve this question and let me know the answer. Okay. Just giving you. So this is the circuit given R, L, and this is 5 volt. Okay. And this is 3 ohms. Suppose 3 ohms. And this is 1 Henry. And it is given that the current in the circuit is I, and I0 is 0. So please let me know the KVL equation for this circuit. What is the KVL equation? 5
5
minus of
3i
3i
RT.
minus of L di by dt. L is 1. So di by dt equals to 0. Is it clear? So di by dt plus 3i equals to 5 for this circuit. Now can you solve this? Can you solve this equation using the concept which I have told you? So what will the solution for IT? Just the general solution, if someone can tell me. What is general solution for this? A times e to the power of minus 3t plus k1 times, tell me, x. What is x?
5.
What is it? 5. And x dot is obviously it is 0. Okay. So this is ynt and this is force response, yft. Okay. Now how to find out k1? Can someone tell me? Please find out k1 value. You have to put this yft into this one. So d by dt of 5 times k1 plus 3 times 5 k1 equals to 5. If you differentiate this, this will become 0 and k1 will become equal to 1 by 3. Any doubt in this? So your net current IT will be A e to the power of minus 3t plus K1 is 1 by 3, so it is 5 by 3. Now it is been given that the initial current is 0 at time t equals to 0. So you will put this condition here. So it will become 0 at time t equals to 0. So A will be equal to minus 5 by 3. So net solution will be IT will be equal to minus 5 by 3 A e to the power of minus 3t plus 5 by 3. Is it clear? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You can verify also. See, at time t equals to 0, what will be the current in this circuit? Please tell me. At time t equals to 0. Without seeing anything, can
0.
you tell me at time t equals, it will be 0 or some other value? Yeah,
0. 5 by 3.
it should be 0. So at time t equals to 0, if you put t equals to 0 here, minus 5 by 3 and 5 by 3 will become cancel and the current will become 0. Is it okay? And what will be the final current? If someone asks you, tell me the final current at t equals to infinity. Here, without seeing all these equations, can someone tell me? Please don't see this equation.
5
Only
by
by looking at the circuit,
5 by 3.
this will be open or short circuited finally. This inductor,
Short circuited, sir.
short circuited. So it will be a purely resistive circuit and the current will be 5 by 3. So even if you put this equation t equals to infinity here, the answer will be coming to be 5 by 3. That means your answer is correct. Got my point? This is difference between transient analysis and the steady state analysis. Steady state is this condition after a very long time. Transient is this condition that at every time instant you are able to tell me the value of the current. Should I proceed further? Any doubt you can ask me. If there are no further doubts, I'll proceed further and then I'll just tell you the this some more examples. Examples in the sense some more variations in the same concept. Okay. Now let us suppose we have a differential equation of the second order. Second order in the sense that the second order derivative of the dependent function will be taken dt square plus a times dy by dt plus py equals to xt. This is a second order linear differential equation. Why second order? Because the second order derivative has been taken. Why linear? Because there is no multiplication of the two variables existing in the differential equations. Okay. So if you have to solve this kind of equation, what all concept you must use? Okay. So let me just review the concept of the previous one, then I will tell you related to this one. Okay. So previous was this one, dy by dt plus a times y was equals to xt. Okay. So you can assume this d by dt as capital D. Just I am giving a variable name. Okay. So this you can write it as d plus ay equals to 0. Please write it down. Okay. Any doubt in this? Or here you can write it as, just let me see, that is better I think. Let us assume that d by dt, or you can just cancel this, there is no use of this. D by dt I have just assumed as d. Okay. So can you write this equation in terms of d? Can someone tell me? It will be d square plus a times d plus p times y t times y is equals to xt. Any doubt? I have just written this equation in this form. You can just take y common in all the three, and then you can write this equation. Just similar to this one also. I'll just draw here. Suppose you have this equation dy by dt plus a times a was equals to xt. This was the previous one. This is the new one I'm just writing. So here the equation will be d plus a times y equals to xt. Is it clear, this notation? See, now I'm telling you how to directly write the equation. Okay. So for this first order circuit, okay, whatever be the coefficient of y will be, that is known as its characteristic equation. I mean d plus a equals to 0 is the characteristic equation for this differential equation. Okay. Similarly, d square plus ad plus b equals to 0 is the characteristic equation for this differential equation. And why this characteristic equation is required? You have to just find the roots of this characteristic equation, and then directly you can write the answer. So the root of this characteristic equation is d equals to minus a. Okay. So the answer of yt was a e to the power of m1t plus yf. Yf I am just ignoring now. I am just writing the natural function. So if you have to write the natural response of the system, you have to write its characteristic equation, find its root, and directly you put the coefficient of exponential term as that root. So this m1 is the coefficient of that exponential term. Okay. So yt will become, I mean, m1 is the root actually. M1 is the root of this characteristic equation. So yt will become a e to the power of minus of at times plus yf. Force response I am not telling of. I am just telling the what you say, the natural response of the system. So I'll just write down that thing. So if you have to find out the natural response of any system, what you have to do, you have to write its characteristic equation. Okay. Then you have to find its roots of the characteristic equation. And whatever the roots is coming, that will be the power of exponential in the final exponential power. That will be the power of exponential term in the response. I mean, and root, suppose it is m1, m2, m3, something like this. That power you have to put it. Suppose there is only one root, so yt will be equal to a e to the power of m1t plus yf. Yf I am just not talking of right now, just a natural response. So m1 has came out to be minus a for the previous this thing. So minus a you will put it, and you will get e to the power of minus a times t plus yf. Is it clear? Yes or no? Okay, this is a bit typical, so please understand the concept clearly. If you have some doubt, you can ask me. If not, then I'll proceed further. Several of you have not joined. Please ask them to join. I am not engaging any asynchronous class because I know you will not get anything if I don't explain. Because this is very new thing for you. That's why I'm not taking any asynchronous classes in my course. Please ask a student to join the class. And suppose now the roots are something like this. We have taken the differential equation something like this one. D square y by dt square plus a times dy by dt plus dy equals to xt. So the characteristic equation again you have to find out d square plus ad plus b equals to 0. Okay, and suppose its root is d minus m1, d minus m2. It will be definitely having two roots. So suppose that the roots can be divided something like this, and you have to put it 0. Okay, so the two roots will come out to be m1 will come to be d. I mean the two roots will be d equals to m1 and d equals to m2. So final solution, if you have to write, you will write it as something like this: a1 times e to the power of m1t plus a2 times e to the power of m2t plus whatever be the forced response of the system will be. Forced response formula, how to find it out? It's the same. Okay, it's the same. You have to just multiply by k times x plus k2 times x dot plus k3 times x double dot, and it will go up to infinity. Formula for the way for finding the force response will be exactly same. There is no change. But if you apply this way for the natural response, it will be easy for you all to solve the questions. You just have to find the roots of the characteristic equation, and you have to put the exponential power of that. Any doubt, you can ask me. Okay. Now, if suppose roots are repeating, suppose m1 equals to m2, then what will be the solution? Then what you have to do, there will be only one this thing constant, and your solution will be something like this. You see, a plus b times t e to the power of m1 t or m2t, whatever you can write, because m1 and m2 are same. B times t e to the power of m2t. This will be the response of the system plus yf, either this or this. So then definitely you don't have to write two different equations. What you have to do, you have to write one linear equation. As many number of roots are there, that will be the order of that equation. Okay, I will tell you what does this means. Okay, but as far as now, because only second order differential equations we have covered, so it has came only a plus bt. Suppose you have some third order differential equation, d3y by d3 cube, then t square y by something like that. And if the characteristic equation roots are coming as m1 equals to m2 equals to m3, okay, then your solution will be a plus, you can write it as bt plus c times t square times e to the power of m1t plus yf. The roots are repeating. So as many number of roots are repeating, that is the order of this inside differential equation. This equation. And if it is not repeating, then definitely only the exponential terms are required. That's the only difference. But I think in your syllabus, third order differential equation is not there. So at max variation, what you can get is either the roots will be equal or either the roots will be different. So these two ways you can write the equation something like this. Is it clear? Yes or no?
Yes.
So I'm just giving
Yes,
you very one small example. Please solve this question and let me know the answer. So the answer is, just a minute. Question is d square y by dt square plus 6 times dy by dt plus y equals to t. And it is given that y0 equals to 0 and dy by dt, you will see this condition at 0 is 0. So Please let me know how many roots it will have. Tell me how to solve this question. See, such kind of equations will generate when you are solving the RLC circuit. The double differential equation will generate when there is R as well as C in the circuit. So definitely you have to solve those equations. And at that time, you cannot integrate the complete thing. So it's better to learn how to solve it. So please tell me the characteristic equation for this. Anyone?
t square plus 6d plus 1.
T square plus 6d plus 1 equals to 0. And please tell me the roots of this equation then. The roots of this equation. T
Minus
square.
3 plus minus 2 root 2.
Come again, come again. No, 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 no. I think it should be something else.
Minus 4 plus or minus 2 root 2.
The answer what they have given is m plus 5, m plus 1. So is it reducing? I'm sorry. D plus 5, D plus 1. What is the solution? Please tell me. Is it coming equal to same this value?
That is if d square plus d plus 6 equal to 0.
Can you make it as 6 equals to 0?
6d plus 5
equal to
okay,
0.
sir. Constant should be 5.
Come again?
5 equal to 0.
5, sir.
Plus 5, huh? Then you make it as 5. Yeah, it is 5y. I'm sorry. This was 5y.
Yes.
Okay. So here the two roots will be coming. D equals to minus 5 and D equals to minus 1. So can someone tell me the natural response of this system? Minus 1. What is the natural response of the system? A times e to the power of minus 5t plus b times e to the power of minus t. Right? And what is the then force response is about how much? Force response t is, I think it is given only t. So it is k1 times t plus k2 times it will be 0. So it will be only one term. Right? So please tell me the value of k1 then.
K2 also will be there, sir.
K2 will be there? Yeah, K2 will be there. So please tell me the value of K1 and K2. By substituting this equation in this form, please tell me K1 and K2. K1 and K2, someone has to tell me. Any answers?
K1 1 by 5.
K1
1 by
1 by 5.
1 by 4.
5.
5. Okay. K2
Minus 6 by 25.
minus 6 by 25.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Minus
I'm assuming that this is correct. I don't know the answer for this. Okay. So then you can put this question here, this solution here. And then finally, you have to find out A and B. So for finding A and B, the two conditions are given. You can use these two conditions to find the value of A and B. See, if it is a second order differential equation, definitely you must be given two conditions. Okay, because there will be two variables involved here. Okay. So the number of the differential equation order should be equal to the number of initial condition. And reason is very simple. Like if it has reached second order differential equation, that means that there are the two variables involved. Okay. I mean, two energy storing elements must be there. So there should be some two conditions for the particular energy storing element, the initial conditions. Okay. So this was all about how to solve the first order and the second order linear differential equation. Third order differential equation is very rare, but still I have told you how to solve it. The way is same. Either the roots will be different or the roots will be same. Okay. So now let me just discuss a very important topic, which is known as the tank circuit actually. And tank circuit is basically it will store the energy for the infinite time. It won't dissipate any kind of energy within it. And the concept which we have just learned, you will utilize that concept to solve that tank circuit. Okay. So this is very important from understanding point of view also. So please understand the circuit very carefully. So this is a L and this is a switch and this is C and it is connected something like this. And value of inductor is given as 2 Henry and capacitance is given as 2 farads. Okay. The voltage polarity is given something like this, voltage V. Okay. And this switch is closed at time t equals to 0. And it is given that V0 minus is 10 volts and I0 minus is 0 amperes. Okay. You have to find out the current in the circuit I and the voltage V in this particular circuit. So tell me how to proceed further, how to start it, doing this question. Every question from where to start, it must always start from KVL equations or the KCL equations, depending upon how you are doing it. Okay. Irrespective of the initial conditions, you are least bothered. First, you have to find out the differential form of the circuit. Okay. Then you can put the initial or final conditions. So when this switch is S is closed at time t equals to 0, the circuit will be something like this one. And tell me the so the current will flow in this direction, I, if this circuit is closed. Okay. And tell me the KVL equation for this loop, please. I'm waiting for the KVL equation. So if no one is telling, I'm just writing it. V minus of L di by dt, this will be equal to 0. V minus L is 2 Henry, 2 times di by dt equals to 0. Is it correct? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now tell me, what is the value of I? Is it C dV by dt or minus C dV by dt? As per the convention I have told you. Tell me.
dv by dt.
Huh?
C
Please
dv.
remember the convention. Again, please check it. I have told you when I was discussing an inductor that if the current is entering here and if this is the plus minus inductor, so VL will be plus L di by dt. Is it or not? Similarly, I have given you as a capacitor that if the current is entering the positive terminal of the capacitor, then I is given by plus times C dV by dt. Yes or no? This I have told you when I was starting the transient classes. Right? Now, as per this convention, if the current I is entering the positive terminal, then it will be a plus sign. But here current I is leaving the positive terminal. So it should be minus or plus?
Minus.
Minus.
So I should be
Minus.
minus C dV by dt. Okay. This is not correct. Okay. So put this value of I in this equation, you will get as V minus 2 times d by dt of I is again dv by dt, okay, equals to 0. And this will become a minus here. Okay. So it will be V plus 2 times d square V by dt square is equals to 0. Yes or no?
To C.
Anything wrong I did? I think C is missing, right? Yeah, C was missing. I'm sorry. So here it will be V plus C value is again, I think 2 farads. So it will be 4 times d square V by dt square. So now, if you just reduce it here, something like this. So it will be d square V by dt square plus 1 by 4 times V equals to 0. Is it correct or not? So this is what kind of differential equation, tell me?
Second order differential.
Second order differential equation. So first let us find the natural roots of the system. So what is the natural roots? Natural response. You have to find the characteristic equation. So characteristic equation will be what? D square plus 1 by 4 equals to 0. So what are these roots? Please tell me. What is the root of this equation? Anyone remembers
Plus
how to
or
solve
minus
it?
I by 2.
Plus or minus?
Plus and minus I by 2.
See, in electrical engineering,
J by 2.
whosoever is the, it should always be J. It is never
I by
I.
2. J by 2.
I is in the vectors. You forget that. Now, in your complete engineering, whatever you will do, J is representing the anti-clockwise vector of 90 degree. So it should be always J. Never it should be I. It will be plus minus J by 2. Right? So what is the natural response of the system? Please tell me. YNT or I'm sorry, VNT. Any guess? A e to the power of whatever be the roots are there. So J by 2 times T plus B e to the power of minus J by 2 times T. Is it correct or not?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So this is a two this thing. Let me check the answer if we are doing correct or not. Yeah, it's fine. Now, what about the natural force response? How to find it? What about VF T? Will have some value or not for this?
0.
0. Because there is no forcing function. Can you see any forcing function in this figure? No forcing function is there. Whatever it is there, it is capacitor and the inductor, which is having some initial values. But there is no external battery connected in the circuit. Okay. And you can see the same thing from the differential equation also. So there won't be any force response of the system. So net response of the system will be VNT will be A e to the power of J by 2 times T plus B e to the power of minus J by 2 times T. Okay. Now you have to find out the initial conditions. I mean A and B value. So they have given that V0 negative is 10 volts. So V0 positive should also be 10 volts because capacitor will never allow the sudden change of voltages. Okay. So V0 positive should also be 10 volts. So it will be 10 equals to A plus B. Is it clear? This first equation.
Yes, sir.
Similarly, I0 they have given as 0. I0 they have given as 0. So I is equals to minus of C dV by dt as per of this figure. Okay. So now if you put this minus C dV by dt, it will be minus C is given as 2 farad. dV by dt is again, if you solve this and put the initial conditions, your answer will be coming. I will tell you. You can always do that. Okay. Your second equation will come out to be. Let me check the second equation.
A equals to B.
No. Your second, yeah, A equals to B. Fine. So A minus B equals to 0. This is your second equation. Please tell me the value of A and B. Then A will be, I think, 5, right? A will be 5 and B will also be 5. Is it clear, this thing? Any doubt? If someone is having, please let me. Second equation will come from this one. I you can find by differentiating this voltage, and then you have to put the initial conditions to get this equation. Then linearly solve these two equations, you will get the value of A and B. You got it? Okay. So I'm expecting that you are getting. Okay. So the net solution of this circuit will be V of t will be, let me write, 5 e to the power of j by 2 times t plus 5 e to the power of minus j by 2 times t. Please tell me this equation by expanding in terms of cosine wave and sine wave. What it will be? Vt will be cos theta
10 cos x by 2.
plus I
10 cos
sine
t.
theta plus I sine theta. So that will be I times sine t by 2. I am a bit weak in maths, so please let me know if I am doing something wrong. Cos of minus t by 2 minus I sine t by 2, or you can write it as plus of minus. So cos theta is minus cos of minus theta. These two are equal. Okay, but these two terms will get cancelled off. So the answer will be something. I suppose it will be 5 times 2 cos t by 2, and it will be 10 times cos t by 2. Is it correct or not? I suppose it is fine.
Yes, sir.
Please tell me the value of I also. I will not solve for I until you will tell me. I will be equals to minus C dV by dt. Please tell me the value of I.
Ten sine t by 2.
Come again?
10 sine t by 2.
10 sine t. Very nice. Okay. So the current in this circuit has came to be 10 sine t by 2, and the voltage in the circuit has came out to be 10 cos t by 2. So let me just write it down finally. So this was the circuit. I'm sorry. Which is having one capacitor, something like this. Okay. And this was initially charged to 10 volts, and this was initially charged to 0 amperes. Okay. And the voltage in this circuit has come out to be 10 cos t by 2, and current in this circuit has came out to be 10 sine t by 2. Okay. Now let me just draw the graph of these two. Okay. So it will start something like this, and please tell me this value. What will be this value? This will be pi, I think so, right? And here it will be pi by 2, so it will be maximum something like this, and then it will go something like this. Here. I don't know this value, how much it will be, but yeah, pi by 2 it will be 10 only. Then it will be something like this. This is pi and 2 pi. This is 2 pi, I think so. This is 2 pi. This is 3 pi. Okay. So this is VC and this is IC. So can you think something what is happening in the circuit? What is happening in the circuit? Can someone explain? Initially, this capacitor was charged to 10 volts. What happened? This started giving the power to this inductor. Okay. So the inductor current keep on rising. It went on rising. Okay. Something like here. Okay. And the capacitor voltage will go on dipping. The reason is it will discharge to charge the inductor. Okay. So the inductor is charging in the first cycle. I mean the first pi by capital pi. Inductor gets charged. Capacitor gets totally discharged. And at this instant, what is happening? The capacitor has been discharged completely, and the inductor has came out to its maximum current value. Okay, so which is 10 ampere. So it will be something like, now this capacitor has been discharged completely. So there is 0 volts, but there is a 10 ampere of current flowing here. Now inductor and now the capacitor don't have any capability to drive the further current. So what will happen? Tell me. Will this inductor will suddenly stop accepting the current, or will it allow the sudden change of current? No.
No, sir.
So what will happen? What will happen? It will get, in order to maintain the same supply of current, it will get this. It will charge the capacitor again. So initially, capacitor charged the inductor. Its value became 0, the capacitor voltage. Then secondly, what happened? The inductor will get discharged to the capacitor, and the capacitor will again charge with the voltage of opposite polarity. So initially voltage was something like this. Then it became 0. It came to 0. And then the second after pi, the capacitor will be charging something like this. The capacitor will get charged in this direction like this. And here plus and minus will come. See, so the current sign is still positive only. It was positive in the pi. It is still positive in the second pi. I mean till 2 pi also. Okay, but the capacitor voltage has reversed. You see, in one it is getting discharged, and in the second voltage it is getting charged. So here it is plus and minus. Now again tell me what happened. What happens once the inductor is completely discharged, okay, and the capacitor is completely charged, okay. Now it doesn't have a capability to supply further current, okay. Whatever the inertia the inductor has gained while charging, okay, that inertia, maintaining that inertia, it has discharged its complete current, okay. Now it doesn't have any capability after 2 pi to supply further to the capacitor because it is completely discharged. So now what will happen? Okay, now what will happen? The capacitor will again act as a battery, and it will supply the current in the opposite direction like this. So the current direction changes. If you see, current will become negative and the voltage will get discharged again. So this process of taking the voltage, supplying the current, something like this. So charging and discharging will continue for an infinite time. Okay, so this circuit is known as a tank circuit. Okay, it can store any amount of energy for an infinite time without even dissipating it. But such kind of realization is not practically possible because definitely there will be some lead resistances or some resistance will be there in the circuit. Okay. But definitely you can say the time constant for this circuit decay is extremely large. It won't decay so much easily. Is it clear? The explanation? So this is how you will solve the second order differential equations and how those equations can be used to further solve the questions. Okay. And even if one more thing I just want to say, the VC0 was 10 volts and IL was 0. So what is the initial energy? Half times CV square. Initial energy in circuit. So it will be C is again I think 2 farads, right? Is how much was the C? 2 farads.
Two.
Okay. And voltage square is 100. So initially the energy in the circuit was 100 joules. Okay. And you calculate the energy at any time instant. It will be 100 joules itself. Suppose you are calculating the energy at t equals to pi. Okay. So the current I will be 10. Half Li square will be, L is again 2. Half Li square, again I square will be, 10 square, and again it will be, and this value is 10. Again it will be 100 joules. Even at pi also. It's 0, it is 100 joules. If pi is also 100 joules. You calculate at any time the energy, which is a total summation of these two energies, the energy stored in the capacitor plus the energy stored in the inductor, it will be always 100 joules. Because initial energy in the system was 100 joules and that is not getting dissipated anywhere because there is no heat dissipating element resistance in this. So definitely at any instant you calculate at pi by 2 also. Even if you calculate a pi by 2, you will get the voltage as V equals to 10 cos pi by 2 is pi by 4 and I will be coming at 10 sine pi by 4. You solve this equation, you find the capacitor voltage half CV square, half Li square. You will again get the energy as 100 joules only. So energy will be conserved. Only thing is that it gets transferred from inductor to capacitor, capacitor to inductor, and it revolves within the circuit. Okay. So that's the resonating energy actually. It will resonate here and there. Any doubt you can have, you can ask me anytime. Not then I think about the initial conditions, I think this much is enough for you all to learn. Please revise the lecture which I have told you. Okay. So initial and final thing is closed for now. I will not be discussing any further. And the differential equations. Only thing is that carefully write the equations of the inductor and capacitor, voltage and current by taking the sign convention as I have told you. And then you can solve any initial value questions anytime. In the next class, we will be discussing the Laplace transform. I will start the Laplace transform. That is another way to solve the differential equations. It will make it more easy to solve the Laplace, the AC circuits. So that is another, just the extension of this initial value file. There is nothing special in that. So in the next class, I will start the Laplace transform. Please don't miss the class. And then we'll proceed further. Okay. Any doubt you can ask me now. And I hope the course is going fine. Any suggestions if you have, you can. It's always welcome. Okay, then thank you everyone. We'll meet for the next class.